Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we currently have a Crystal Rift event pending. So let's see what's going on here. Their gaseous homeworld was revealed to us in more and more detail. This time we see its individual inhabitants. Beings of light, gas, and astral material leaked from the nearby rift are living in what could easily be described as a utopia. Beings of light, gas, and astral material. Okay, that sentence didn't make a lot of sense to me until I went back and reread the first part. I think I read this as a being of light, gas, and astral material. Makes a lot more sense as beings. Okay, moving on. Eventually, a great structure was raised. An incredible piece of engineering. It stretched directly from their planet into the rift, allowing them to easily travel between this dimension and countless others. With such an astral conduit existing for so long between the planes, they've shaped many rifts to fit their specific needs. Their society stretched between a multitude of dimensions, colonizing entire universes, as we would new planets. However, their greatest achievement was also their greatest disaster. Their empire spread further than the astral conduit could maintain. Brighter and brighter the megastructure grew, until the sight of it was difficult to look upon without shielding one's eyes, until it finally burst violently in a dimension-spanning explosion that fractured their civilization. Shattered kin. War. Help us. Our rift sphere has been forcibly ejected from the rift. A dimensional portal is now opening in the Alpha Centauri system. We've opened a doorway, or we could seal it, and we're going to open the doorway. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so that is then in... Okay, this is not pausing and unpausing at normal speeds, but okay, sure. An anomalous wormhole has appeared nearby the Crystal Rift in Alpha Centauri. We can only assume that it's a gateway opened by the Formless to bring them aid. We detect the system on the other side has been pulled into our dimension from somewhere else. We should prepare our strongest fleets if we choose to enter this place. Okay, so that's definitely interesting. That is in this wormhole. For the moment, we're not going to do that. We are going to go explore the Astral Rift over here. Now, another Astral Rift was opened, but that wasn't in our territory, if I remember correctly. So that seems fine for now. We are not going to explore this wormhole just yet. We will get there soon enough. We need to expand our naval cap by a fairly large margin here. We did just build our habitat complex up here in Ednet. And if I recall correctly, the idea here, well, it depends on the status of Molten Worlds. Yeah. So if we were to build an arc furnace here, let's do it. I know this is kind of the third one of these we're doing, and we'll make some changes if necessary. But the thing I'm thinking right now is the mining districts in these habitat complexes, which we can't build one here. We'll have to go down over to Hadnock. The mining in this, these are currently producing 48 per job. That's insane. So I'm not sure that it's even necessary. The question is, if we kept the arc furnace, or rather, if we deleted the arc furnace after upgrading it, would we keep the bonuses? Like, would we keep the deposits? And I think we might, actually. So that's definitely something that is interesting. Oh, by the way, I queued up this tile blocker clearance. I noticed it while in between episodes. So that is something that I did. Okay, so the Oracle is definitely becoming a thing. We'll initiate communications. Perfect. So the Oracle is now a renowned paragon. That is interesting. So we could hire them. But we probably don't need them. So we'll just scrap them. That's going to give us a bunch of engineering research, influence, and alloys. We don't need any of that, but whatever. So this would be hiring them again. They don't want us to do that, but we're going to do it anyway. Perfect. So the colony development speed has come up. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. Jump drive travel, though. Let's get going on that. Yes, this is a dangerous technology. That's why it's got this red here. But that's okay. How are we doing on the construction of those battleships? Okay, it's coming along. We're not at a point right now where we can get our third fleet fully ready to go. Of course, we're not at a point right now where we can get the first or second fleet fully ready to go either. So that is noted. We also finished our archaeological dig up at Kadraka. Now, that was a tile blocker, so that has been removed. Okay, sounds good. So, looking around here, what else are we interested in working on? There's the archaeological dig up here in Zeron, and let's excavate that site. So, we're building our Habitat Central Complex here right now. We are building our major orbital in Tuban. Okay.
Receiving transmission.
And this guy has no orders. Right, I don't think I ever actually ordered the arc furnace. Get going on that. Fantastic. These apparently dwarves wish to establish an embassy. And sure, we'll agree with that. That sounds fine for now. But their ambassadors are going to have to leave their bodies at the border. I'm sure they'll be okay with that, right? I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with that. So that's all fine. We do want to go through this strange wormhole, but we're going to give that a moment. So that is okay. How long until we get citadels here? 5 months? Sure. We're also going to get fleet command limit plus 20, which will be, you know, useful, but that's not going to be naval cap. We're already above our naval cap without getting Titans. What are we maxed on? Astral threads? Actually, we can gain a physics insight, and we can do an astral boost for sure. That seems fine. Excellent. So we're now exploring the astral rift down over here. That is absolutely okay. Now, on Mars, we need a job, and that's going to be a robotic assembly complex for sure. On Canum Science, we need a job that is going to be a research lab. On Tuban Prime, we're working on this robot assembly complex already, so that seems fine. We should probably... We've already got a robot assembly complex here. Never mind. We should probably think about putting in... What do we want this world to be? It's very large. We can have a lot of districts on it, and that pretty much means we're best off having it be an industrial world. Okay. That's fine. We've got a number of these worlds that would probably not be the greatest industrial world. Engineering research from miners because of the asteroid belt. Interesting. And also max mining districts. That might be a decent mining world, among potentially other things. So for now, that seems reasonably fine. We're mostly waiting on citadels finishing here. We've got about 4 months on that. That looks reasonably solid. We do want to boost up our naval cap, so having additional fortress worlds would be good. No, we're the new president of the Pan-Galactic Science Compact. Can we take it over? Cohesion isn't great right now. Nobody would vote for this. Yeah, nobody would really vote for it. We are on President Decides for war declaration, so that means that we could, theoretically, go to war, which is definitely interesting. What do you got? 6 months of society research for stratodrones? Atmospheric deodorizers? No, get out of here. Okay, so now we've got this tech world, and we definitely want to get a research complex going here. I'm noting the amenity situation here. -1 amenities is not the worst thing in the world. It'll be okay for now. So we do need another job here. That'll be a research complex. On this forge world, we need a job here. That'll be an industrial district. On this forge world, we could put in a building slot here. And what would we want to put in? Probably simply something like a synthetic crystal plant. We kind of need all of those that we can get right now. So let's put in a synthetic crystal plant there. What else do we have going on? We've got this mining world. There's no upgrades to do on it. So we're just going to have to wait for this worker to migrate. That's fine. On this tech world, we can definitely do a research complex. Looks solid. And on our capital, we can do an advanced research complex. Okay, looks good. So that will continue to boost our science output, naturally, which is already pretty decent. Now, we do have this habitat up here that we should probably consider colonizing. Wow, there's a lot of non-Carpatanians here. Okay. Well, up we go. Apparently only 75% habitability for us, but whatever. There's citadels ready to go. So that looks good. Now, what do we want to get next? Habitat max districts and habitat system control? That actually seems very, very solid. Eventually, we're going to want some of this stuff, but I think for now, habitat max districts sounds pretty good. We definitely want to upgrade our stations to citadels, like our pre-upgraded stations, although not our trade stations. Those don't need to be upgraded, but our defense stations, I do want to upgrade those to citadels. So that'll be fine. This tech world requires an upgrade, and we'll get research complexes going. That mining world is the same as it's always been. We've got this generator world here, and the only thing we can really do here right now is upgrade our holo theaters. I think we're about to get a new building slot, though. Yes, we are. Okay, let's go with the hyper entertainment forums. So that should be reasonably fine. Looks good. This colony ship is being built, of course. Now, we could build anchorages with some of these starbase capacities in order to boost our naval cap. That is a possibility. We can make 5 of them in theory. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and not this one. Let's say, how about here? 5. Now, anchorages aren't, in my opinion, the best way to get naval cap, but they are a pretty cheap way when we're not expecting to need additional starbases over our current cap. So that's fine. We're currently full on what? Minor artifacts. Okay, we will reverse engineer an arcane technology and gain a bunch of engineering research. I feel like we're furthest behind in engineering right now, so engineering research is pretty decent. That sounds good. Yeah, we've got these trade hubs that are not going to get upgraded. That is absolutely a-okay. Now, we've got this industrial world here. We could upgrade this to an affluent center. And I'm going to do that. That sounds absolutely phenomenal. This industrial world, we could do the same thing, but we would require schematics to upgrade it again. So we have to continue trying to roll that arcane deciphering. That's, I guess, fine. We can simply upgrade our civilian fabricator here. Okay, now we've got this industrial world that we definitely want to put a system capital complex into. And then we've got our generator world here, which has 2 building slots and a district slot. Well, I'm looking at our current energy credits, which are not phenomenal at this exact moment. I don't think we can further boost our energy credits here without doing trade. The trade would be the way to do that in theory, something like commercial zones. The other option here, of course, is grabbing moat harvesting traps. We can build 1 more here, and then we've got this building slot. And the question is, what would we want to do with that? A synthetic crystal plant? I mean, that's a theoretical possibility. We could also just come back to it later. So this archaeological site is pending. That's fine. We'll continue to work on that. Excellent. And we're waiting now on this Citadel upgrade. We want to put in Titan assembly yards here. That is going to be quite necessary. Shipyard is in the building queue before Titan assembly. Yeah. So it's interesting that we can't build the Titan assembly yard when the Citadel upgrade is in the queue before Titan assembly yard, much the same way that we could with shipyards. That's definitely interesting. There must be some sort of shenaniganery about starting the upgrade, putting this in the position here, and then canceling the upgrade. I don't know. It's kind of strange, but whatever. So we're only at plus 32 energy credits right now. Now, we could probably do something about that with edicts. Where are our edicts again? I always forget. I think it is under government. Yeah, policies and edicts. So we're on research subsidies right now. We could definitely go for capacity subsidies, which would be very solid, of course. And I'm going to do that. So let's get going on that one. That is going to significantly boost our energy credit output. and that will be phenomenal. We're, of course, very happy with that. Now, we could turn one of these generator worlds, or rather one of these colonies, into a generator world. Is there any that would actually be good at that, though? I mean, not really, is the answer to that. Sure. I guess that seems fine for now. One of the main reasons why
Initial
our energy
colonization
credits went
phase
down, I
commencing.
think, is because of our naval cap. Yeah, that's only 3%. Okay. Well, we have this astral rift pending, so this planet's atmosphere contains a staggering amount of antibacterial agents. Sensors indicate 0 signs of organic life in the immediate vicinity. Even on a microscopic level, it has been chemically removed. There's a faint biological reading emanating from a distant cavern, but from this range it is impossible to qualify. Several clusters of robots have been witnessed patrolling the skies. They've not yet reacted to our presence, so presumably they eliminated all of the organics. I mean, we are ourselves robots, so we should get along with them pretty well. We're also in the business of eliminating organic life. I like it. Well, kind of. We're kind of in the business of eliminating organic life. We'll investigate the robots. They'll probably like us just fine. Fleet command limit going up, of course. That doesn't help our naval cap yet. But our naval cap is going to change very soon. So let's increase our starbase cap for the moment. And I want to check in on these stations down here. Okay,
Construction
so
project
we want to
concluded.
immediately start upgrading these again. Although we probably want to actually build the anchorages first and the Naval Logistics Office and then upgrade to the Starhold because we are below our naval cap right now. So that does seem absolutely fine. Pair of anchorages and a Naval Logistics Office, and the upgrade to Starhold will be
Construction
later.
project
Same thing
concluded.
here. Pair of anchorages and a Naval Logistics Office and an upgrade to a Starhold.
Construction
And same
project
thing here.
concluded.
Anchorages, Naval Logistics Office, upgrade to a Starhold, and as soon as this goes, one more
Construction
time.
project concluded.
Excellent. There we go. Now it's going to be a good long time before those need anything again. So that'll be fine. And that will, of course, boost up our naval cap. So that sounds good. Now, we are expecting to have our civilian situation under control fairly soon here, right? We were at negative consumer goods. Now we're at +5.
Unshielded life signs
That seems
detected into
reasonably
space.
fine. Rebalius requires a job again, and we could definitely consider going to, say, Alloy Megaforges. Alternatively, we could build an industrial district, but I think we're okay here for right now. I think I'd rather get the building upgrades for the moment. So that seems okay. We're not upgrading our trade hubs, but we did just finish up Harmony. Okay, so Edict Fund plus 50 is good. That will boost up our Unity a little bit. And we get an Ascension perk. So what are we interested in for Ascension perks? Honestly, Gaia Worlds, huh? Damage to endgame crisis factions. Honestly, we're probably going to have an endgame crisis fairly soon. So that may not be a bad idea. There's also Detox, so we would be able to terraform 3 worlds here. Now, we're going to get 2 more Ascension perks in total. I think I'm going to grab Defender of the Galaxy for right now. After all, who are we going to turn into robots if everyone dies to the crisis? So we're going to take Defender of the Galaxy for now. These 2 are probably going to be Detox and something else. I don't know what that something else is just yet, but
Receiving
we'll get there.
transmission.
Okay, so these guys want to establish an embassy. Everyone likes us a whole lot more because we are now Defenders of the Galaxy, and that is wonderful. So you can see here, they currently have plus 632 opinion of us, plus 200 from Defender of the Galaxy. Everybody is super into us at this point, or a lot of people are anyway, and that's wonderful. They're opening borders with us. Yeah, people are way, way happier now. They're also all very crappy. So we're kind of the superpower, I feel like, in the galaxy right now. Is that true? Are we actually the superpower? Hang on. Pathetic, inferior, inferior. What about, like, the state of Havo down here? Pathetic, inferior, inferior. I think we are the superpower. Inferior equivalent. The Dabex Hive could maybe give us a run for our money. We're up there, though. No doubt about it. We are up there. So that is good to know. And we're continuing to accelerate. We are still accelerating here. So that's great. We're going to get some of these anchorages done fairly soon. They want to establish an embassy. That's fine. Now, keep in mind, we did just agree to a bunch of migration treaties. But if they come here, they're leaving their bodies at the door. That's the way this works. Now, they're building gateways down here in the Dabex Hive, so they're definitely ahead of us in that regard. But that's okay. We've not done, like, anything with regard to gateways. We don't have any in this region, so that makes sense. We do want to build another research lab here. This is our final research lab for this particular planet, at least for now. And keep in mind, we can always summon a dimensional fleet as well. I'm not sure if that counts towards our fleet cap, but we are now no longer over our fleet cap. That is great. That is going to continue to improve as we get these anchorages online. So that's looking solid for the moment. Jump drives in 6 months. Okay. So that is, of course, going to be very, very useful for us to have those jump drives. We'll have to upgrade our ships once that comes through, but that is absolutely understood. What we're mostly waiting on right now is getting this Citadel completion for our starbase so that we can get our Titan assembly yard so we can start rolling out the Titans. That is mission number 1 right now. Now, we do, of course, have other missions, like getting this alleged mining world online. I'm not sure this is actually a mining world. What do we want this world to actually be? It has no modifiers. It's such a big world. It's such a big world that we've already decided it to be an industrial world. And I think that that's the right choice as I reconsider it here. We'll want the Ministry of Production, but we are going to need a planetary capital, which is going to require a significant amount of growth. For now, I'm going to put in an industrial district. And we're going to set this as an industrial world. I was just checking to see what our balance was on consumer goods. We don't need to have a stockpile of consumer goods. We just need to be slightly positive on it. But we're barely positive right now. So we can definitely have that be an industrial world. Okay, so we're continuing work on Zeron. That's looking good. I wonder right now, we've got 3 construction ships not doing anything. Okay, these should definitely be doing things. So, first things first. I feel like I told this guy to build an arc furnace here 3 times now. Just do it. Why is he stopping? Can you not build an arc furnace in systems where you already have an orbital habitat? Or is it because this is around the moon here? Would we be better off building it here? It just keeps being cleared. Okay, that's intriguing. So the question is, why is that happening? If we head over to Rimok, we have an arc furnace here, and now we're building the habitat. We know it's not an empire limit because we have multiple arc furnaces, including one in Aculum. That's odd. Why is this breaking? It's not telling us that we can't build it here. It's queuing up and then dequeuing when the construction ship tries to do it. So there's clearly some sort of condition being triggered here that is preventing us from being able to build it in this specific system. Can we build it in a different system, say, here? No. Is it the construction ship? That's also an interesting question. Is it the construction ship itself that's not able to do it for some reason? If so, we can simply replace the construction ship. Let's see. Molten World over here. Okay. are we limited to a certain number of these? That would kind of make sense because they are very powerful. But it doesn't say so in here ever. If we're limited to a certain number of them, that would be very strange. We can dismantle them. But I'm still wondering, we would lose the system modifier for sure if we get rid of it, right? But maybe we can only have so many, and the idea is we're supposed to build them and then dismantle them and build them elsewhere to improve the uncovered deposits. Maybe. But if that's the case, then I would expect there to be an empire limit on them. And there isn't. As far as I can tell, we meet all of the requirements to build an arc furnace. But none of our construction ships are willing to do it. That's interesting. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's something we can look into. At any rate, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to be getting Titans online, and we're going to be sending our fleets through this strange wormhole, and we're going to find out what's inside of there. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. We should probably move the Federation fleet down. That would probably be a useful thing, too. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.